because I can't not talk about the. Hey everybody, this is Virus again with another movie review. And today I definitely watched an interesting movie that I should have been taken out quite some time ago. After I mentioned that I would be doing post uh 2010 movies. Post is before. No, that's after. Post. I meant pre 2010. But I'm definitely gonna say it was an interesting movie. I just got done watching Max Payne. I hate the lighting. It keeps fucking bouncing off the cases, and you can't see the title. But it doesn't matter because I tell you what I'm watching. So, Max Payne, what say about it? Yeah, definitely interesting way they decided to start the movie off. It started off with Max Payne drowning in the in the river, almost drowning in the river, which I will get to that in a bit. But after it cuts from that scene, it goes to the scene where a detective comes in and the chief of the station was showing him around. I'm assuming it was the chief, because usually the chief is the only one, probably the only one that really gives on the tours of the entire station to new detectives that get transferred in. He shows him around, then he takes him down to the cold case room where the star of the movie, Max Payne, is now working. Um, he's been looking for the third guy who was involved in the murder of his wife and child, who was just a baby. It's kind of fucked up. But, yeah. He winds up, he has leads, and he has, like, these people who help him out, help him out in sort of ways. Uh, he goes to this party where he meets this guy who snitches for him. Well, used to snitch for him, but still does it though, which is weird because he's no longer working the street. He's no longer working anything but a desk in cold cases, filing the cold cases anyways, not working them. I'm pretty sure he does though. And skip forward a little bit to the party where his snitch is. He meets this woman, Natasha. Natasha, I think it was Natasha, if I remember correctly. Yes, it was Natasha. Doesn't say on the back of the case. I just look at the back of the case just in case it's there. But they wind up going. He takes her back to his place because he moved away out of the house and into an apartment. They go back there, and she's assuming that fuck. That's it. Fuck that he wants to fuck her, but he's really just looking for information. And like takes her coat. She removes her dress, which she is not, which she is braless anyways. And she goes into the bedroom, lays on his couch, lays on his bed, under the cover, just over her chest. And he sits there and tells her to. He's asking her questions, and she doesn't answer any of them. And then he tells her to get the fuck out because he's not getting what he wants, which is information, not sex. I mean, he tells her to get out because like she asked him to call her by his wife's name, and she would just act like this, that, the third. She leaves, and then she winds up getting murdered in the alleyway after calling this dude about some more stuff, about getting more stuff. And like the next day, his old partner comes by, picks him up, and he picks him up from the precinct. And they go to the scene, and they had found his wallet there. Apparently, she lifted his wallet at some point between the snitch guy's club party and his apartment. But yeah, now she's dead in like a ton of different little pieces. And he's trying to get some information out of him, like, oh, where'd you meet her and everything. He tells her that he met her through a friend, and that's it. Um, Fast forward now. internal affairs get involved. The main character for that segment is played by Ludacris. Um, no, wait, he doesn't get involved until after his former partner is wound up. Uh, finds out that the tattoo on the wrist of one of the killers of his wife, the wing on the wrist, is the same as the one on Natalia or Natalie's wrist. And he goes to his apartment. He calls him. He goes to his apartment to tell him about it. But he winds up getting killed in Max Payne's apartment, which puts him on the prime suspect list for the murder. But Max gets off like 6 shots at this creature, this thing that was in his apartment. But he didn't hit it. I think he didn't really hit it. But he got his ass kicked though. And fast forward internal affairs is involved with Ludacris playing the main internal affairs or IA's detective. So now that's involved, and he gets help, and Max gets help from a friend, BB, which was his dad's partner. And then we're just gonna fast forward this. We find out that a Sear pharmaceutical corporation is involved in this drug called Valkyrie, and it's called serum, and it was made to enhance the performance of soldiers in the war against terror. And BB was telling him that it wasn't really. Well, this is the fuck it. Everything else happens. We'll just say that. I don't really have to get too in detail because then that's kind of like ruining everything. But like BB catches him, and we're now at the river. I'm pretty sure it's the Hudson River. I'm not sure. I don't know the rivers like that in New York City, but they're there. They're at the dock. He caught him, cuffed him after he had killed the only soldier that didn't have any side effects from the serum from Valkyrie. And he's telling him, "Oh, I had to kill your wife because she was snooping around and digging and shit." And you're like, that's not cool to him, even though he was only head of security, and that's not his business as to what the fuck is going on with projects in the corporation. But like, he winds up sending some dudes over to kill him, including the guy that Max has been after BB had killed him in the factory where the serum was continuing to be mass produced. And then we're back to Max being in the river. He's now drowned. He's passed out. He's walking up the hall of the house to the baby's room, and he sees his wife, and she says, not now, Max." He snaps out of it. Now he starts to go after BB back at the building. Ludacris's character is at the department, at the precinct, telling him that like that he needs that cop is gonna meet a real cop. FBI comes in, blah 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 blah, and then basically Max winds up getting what he wants, and that's to kill BB. Oh, and I forget her name. That girl from That 70s Show was in this as Mila. I forgot to mention her in the beginning of this review, but she plays a major role. He winds up killing BB on the top of this a Sear building, and then he winds up passing out again, almost, and sees his wife and baby again, and then boom, once again, she tells him it's not time. Now it's back at the bar. At this bar, it's at this bar now, and he meets up with. Apparently, he meets up with Mila, and she gives him a stare, like boom, it's gonna be another fucking movie. And that's it. I'm gonna give this movie a 10 out of 10 because it was badass. Um, like, like my videos, uh, leave comments, subscribe. Um, Go to the library, take this movie out, borrow it from a friend, buy it. I'm Virus, and this is the longest video I've ever done a review for. See you in the next one.